On Tuesday, April 1st, 2025, our Executive Director, Ousman Joof, spent the day at the Washington State Capitol in Olympia, where he testified before lawmakers about the real challenges non-profits like the Washington West African Center face when contracting with the Washington State government, particularly through the State Department of Commerce. This isn't a new journey for him. Since 2021, he's been involved in ongoing efforts to address these systemic issues. In 2022, he was interviewed by Crosscut, the Washington State nonprofit newsletter, to shed light on the very same concerns. That same year, he also joined other members of the Nonprofit Association of Washington, or NAWA, to meet with lawmakers from Snohomish County during the legislative session. As our ED, Ousman Joof has consistently raised our concerns, sharing our experiences, feedbacks, and recommendations with city, county, and state institutions. He's been advocating for changes to grant process that are often restrictive and reporting requirements that are rigorous and reimbursement-based. One organization that has stepped up in a powerful way is the Anatai Foundation. As the new kid on the block, they've been instrumental in creating a safe space for BIPOC community leaders to discuss the challenges posed by reimbursement-style grant-making. Anatai has begun identifying ways through which we can further increase awareness about this issue at the state level, they noted in a recent press release. On April 1st, Anatai facilitated a work session in the House State Government and Trial Relations Committee. According to the release, the goal is to further discussions and hopefully set the stage for future actions to address the problems of reimbursement-style grants and other challenges communities face with state funding. Our Executive Director, Ousman Joof, testified alongside leaders from other community-based organizations.
In 2020, we received funding from the Community Foundation of Snohomish County that we used to open an office space that served as a safe haven for my community. Since then, we've been working with different organizations, philanthropic organizations like NETI and others, and Community Foundation of Snohomish County that provide us with seed money. We call them the life support of our organizations, because without the support provided for us by NETI and others, all these grants you are seeing here that are directly from Commerce or state agencies or other institutions that are subcontracted by Commerce. It is very tough for startup BIPOC nonprofits like ours to actually succeed. The reimbursement-based grants making system is definitely something that we are concerned about. It makes us not being able to carry out our projects that we sign up for. And if I quite simply put it, they are just as good as being on paper for the most part for us, because we cannot implement these grants if not for the monies we are receiving from NETI, Community Foundation of Snohomish County, and other philanthropic organizations.
Also present were philanthropic leaders and representatives from the Washington State Department of Commerce. Together, they laid it all out: the barriers, the challenges, and the urgent need for more equitable and accessible government contracting process. Most importantly, they offered solutions as well. Joof emphasized that many grassroots organizations, particularly those serving immigrant and refugee communities, lack the financial resources to cover costs upfront and wait months for reimbursement. We are not sitting on millions. We are on the ground every day, addressing real urgent community needs, Joof stressed. When contracts required us to spend first and wait, sometimes months for reimbursement after navigate excessive paperwork, we are forced into impossible decisions. Do we keep serving the community directly or use all our energy to just manage the grants? Joof questioned. Lawmakers listened carefully. They asked thoughtful questions and, most encouragingly, acknowledged the disconnect between the system and our realities. At WAWAC, we know that change takes time, but we are in this for a long haul. We served our people and we will not rest on our laurels. Huge thanks to Anatai Foundation for making this day possible. They managed all the logistics and gave us the platform to speak where it mattered most. Special shout-outs to Nick Allen. This isn't the end of the road. We are just getting started. We will keep pushing until contracting with the state becomes a bridge, not a roadblock for community-based organizations like ours to do what we do best, stated our ED.
WAWAC Executive Director Ousman Joof joined leaders of other non-profit organizations from across the state of Washington to engage lawmakers at the state capitol. He spent the whole day talking to the state representatives about the work Washington West African Center does, the challenges we face, and our legislative priorities for 2023. Part of our work at the center is to influence decision makers through advocacy, such as working families tax credit and domestic violence. Mr. Joof wrapped up the day with the legislative reception where he interacted with Governor Jay Inslee, Representative Chipalo Street, and others. It was a very fruitful day as our executive director was able to highlight our work and voice out our concerns and challenges. Thanks to the Non-Profit Association of Washington for facilitating this event. Washington West African Center, connecting West Africans in Washington with local resources and bridge the gap between us and the wider community. If we don't have it, we go find it.
Meanwhile, the WAMAS project under the Office of Refugee and Immigrant Assistance, ORIA, continues to provide crucial support, including housing assistance, legal aid, and cultural relevant services tailored to individual needs. We are also available to assist Seattle app-based workers with relevant resources and information. For more information about the Washington West African Center, or if you need assistance with any of these services, please contact us at 425-758-3269 or email info@wawac.org, or you can visit our website at www.wawac.org. Washington West African Center, connecting West Africans in Washington with local resources and bridge the gap between us and the wider community. If we don't have it, we go find it.
Washington State